Hi everyone, welcome to Anna with Plants. My name is Anastasia and thank you for joining me for today's video. As you can see by today's video, it is going to be a complete tour of my Hoya collection. I haven't done this so far on my channel before. Way back when I started, I did a plant tour of all of the plants I had when I had probably under 100 plants, and now I am well over 200 and I have over 90 varieties of Hoya to show you. So I value your time and I'm not going to make this video a million years long. We're going to try to be going through this as quickly as possible. So I'm going to try to touch on 3 specific topics for each Hoya. So one, that being the name, of course, the next being how long I've had the Hoya, and then the third one being my overall experience with it. Did I find it easy or difficult? And if I give it more TLC than I do the others, just so if you like a Hoya, you can kind of know what you're getting into, but just so you know, this is just all of my experience with it and under my conditions. So I will go ahead and list my conditions right here, just so you guys know what kind of conditions I am growing in. The majority of these Hoya are going to be in ambient. However, if they are not, and I do give them higher humidity, then I will state so when I get to them. Other than that, I am very excited to be talking about all of the Hoya that I have in 2025. Before we get into my collection, I'd like to thank Skillshare for being the sponsor of today's video. Skillshare is the largest learning online community by creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts in literally endless categories. Any skill or hobby you can think of, they have a class for it. They have houseplant classes, of course, but I also saw they had some really cool home and decor classes that can kind of give you ideas on how to style your plants in your home. But for me personally, I've been learning about content creation since that is what I do on the side now. But specifically, I found this great course geared towards Canva. It's actually taught by Maggie Stara. The part in particular that I loved about her course was the breakdown between Canva Pro and Free. And you guys, I've just been using Canva Free this entire time without knowing how much I was missing out on, since I use Canva for basically all of my graphics, and that is actually really important for YouTube, is to have a good thumbnail. I feel like, without patting myself on the back, that my thumbnails have been better. I don't know, you guys tell me if you guys have also noticed that my thumbnails have increased in quality. In general, I feel like my content creation game has been upped, and I think that Skillshare is mainly the reason for this. So if you want to do that too and sharpen a skill you already have, or maybe try out something new, then the first 500 people to click the link down in my description box below will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. So get started today. And again, a huge thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now let's get onto the Hoya tour. So the ultimate twist I'm going to put on this Hoya tour is I am trying to purge some plants in my collection, and I do want to tailor down my Hoya collection more. When I started this year, I had over 100 Hoya. Now we're somewhere in the 90s, and I think I want to narrow it down to 80. I think for right now that seems like a good number. So as I'm going through all these Hoya, I am actually going to be classifying some into another category, maybe like on the chopping block or something, and we'll do kind of like a part 2, not a part 2, but maybe a follow-up to this video where I will kind of go through all of the Hoya that I don't 100% love, and we are going to figure out if they get the bin, if maybe I'll try to sell them or try to give them away. We will try to narrow down my collection to truly Hoya that I love. We are going to start off with the Hoya in my garage. All of the ones I'm going to be talking about receive slightly higher humidity than just my ambient. I think my ambient is anywhere right now, it's pretty chilly and we're just coming out of winter, so ambient is maybe high 40s, so maybe these get like 10% more than ambient humidity because I have a liner over the shelves in my garage. So just note that all of these Hoyas that I'm about to talk about have slightly more humidity than the average ones in my home. No particular order, let's go ahead and get started. This is my Verticillata Silver Heartleaf. this is what she looks like. She's very beautiful, all silver. This one I've had since maybe June, July of last year. I got it originally as a 2-leaf cutting. These are the original propagation leaves, and all of these leaves I grew in my care. This one got way too close to the grow light and it's a little bit splotchy, but other than that, it's been pretty easygoing. I have it currently in a pond mix and I water it like about once a week. This is the first one. Next one we have is my CV Germany. This is also in pond. I have had this one, I want to say a year coming up now. Overall easier care. It did have a little bit of a dormancy period for me, but now we're out of it. I think it's just mainly because I haven't been watering it as much as I should have. But look at these gorgeous, gorgeous leaves. I love the raised veination it gets, and this is a pretty large leaf hoya as well. I got it with 1 leaf, and these are all of the leaves that it's grown. It's got an active vine going on it, and yeah, it's very, very stunning. Next one we have is the Wymania Cloudy Sky. This one I've also had since about June, July of last year. Started out with these 2 leaves and it's grown all of these leaves. I love, love the splash that this hoya gets. It's so pretty. The newer growth has been a little bit smaller, so I think it just got too close to the grow light, so I did kind of pull it back a little bit because I do like the slightly bigger leaves. Love the texture of this one as well, and I love the wavy edges to it. Overall, an easy care hoya as well. So this is the Wymania Cloudy Sky. Next up, we have the Hoya Nong Nook. And trend is a lot of these hoyas I got around the same time. I had this crazy, crazy blackout month where I spent a lot of money and I got like 40 hoyas in a month. So a lot of these hoyas that I have are from that month. So this is one of them. I got it as a really nice 2-leaf cutting and it's grown 3 leaves since then. It did take a while to root up and everything. So a little bit of a slower grower in my opinion, but not overly hard, I would say. Next up, we have one of my personal favorites. I just featured this one. This is the Hoya latifolia textured veins from UPT. It's UPT 009, and I love this one. Got these 2 honkin' big leaves from it. Again, had it since July of last year. This is the biggest leaf that I have minus the prop leaves, and it is just stunning. The leaves come out very dark purple and then they kind of fade to like a darker green, and again, because of the name, it's got these lovely textured veins, and also the vine I noticed is so thick and a little bit sappy, but it is what it is. Overall, an easy hoya in my care, and I really need to get it on a trellis ASAP. So the next one I've had for a while, let me give you the name of it. It's the Species Malaysia EPC 892. This is all the ID that I have on this hoya. I got it in a surprise cutting box now over a year ago, so I did initially get it as a 2-leaf cutting, and this is how much it's grown in the time that I've had it. This one has been almost on the chopping block for me, but I'm gonna decide to keep it because it's recently started growing for me, and honestly, I haven't seen this one anywhere else. This is a very non-talked about hoya, and I think it's really, really unique from the others I have because of just how stunningly dark these leaves are, and they're extremely pubescent. Both the front and the back are, and it's just so unknown. I haven't seen anyone else have it on sale. I don't even know what the blooms look like, so I just kind of want to get this one to bloom one day and see it for myself. A very, very unique, very dark foliage hoya, and in my opinion, on the easier care side. The next hoya we have is another UPT hoya. This is the Meredithii round leaf. I will say this one isn't easy. You definitely need to keep on the watering, otherwise the new leaves are going to fall off very easily, as you can see from the bare vine here, but much easier than the OG version of this hoya. This is what the leaves look like. I think they're really, really stunning. I especially like the darker ones because they can get a little bit lighter. I am a sucker for the darker ones. I think that the splash looks very, very good on it. And I've had this one for, oh boy, definitely maybe like a year and a half, and it should probably be bigger than this, but I very much underwater my Hoyas. Overall, I would say this is like a medium care Hoya. So I'm sorry to say we have our first chopping block Hoya, and I know it looks like it shouldn't be because look how much of a beast this thing is. I've had it for 2 years now. It's been with me a long, long time. Care on it is very easy. It survived this entire time with me. Let me show you. This is a Gardino nursery hybrid. This is Andrea, and that is the 2 hybrids that it's crossed with. The reason why it's a chopping block Hoya is it's not because it's a green leaf Hoya. As you will be able to tell from my collection, I mainly have very pretty foliage Hoyas, and I refuse to apologize about that, okay? You know, some people love Hoyas regardless of their foliage just because of the blooms. Right now in my Hoya era, I am mostly on the foliage side, although I have bloomed quite a few now. Again, I just like what I like, and I will not say sorry for it. So anyway, it's not because it's green, it's because I've had it in my collection for 2 years, and I got it specifically because I wanted to bloom it, and it still hasn't bloomed, and I know that's on me. I should have probably taken better care and put it in conditions that will optimize blooming, but at this point my patience is running thin, so if it doesn't bloom for me, then I really want to rehome it. Again, it's such a massive Hoya, so I think somebody would want it. I don't love this one, unfortunately. All right, next one on the list is kind of just, I don't know, I got it as an acha. There's a lot of varieties of acha out there, so I can't really tell you what specific one it is. This is the one leaf I got it with and the one that kind of sold me on it, but all the other leaves that I've grown, I've had it since July. I haven't fallen quite in love with it, and I just think I have a lot of Hoyas that look a lot like it, so this one is another chopping block one. And in terms of care, I would say for me it's mid. I wouldn't say it's grown the fastest, but I don't think it's that difficult to take care of, so it falls somewhere in between for me. This one is super adorable. This is the LV09, and I'm definitely gonna keep this one. It has the most darling round leaves to it. It's got a brand new tendril growing, and this is what the leaves look like when they're brand new. They get like a dark purple color to them. Had it since July of last year, and really easy care, no concerns on my end. Really need to repot it because it's in stratum this entire time. So yeah, really, really cute Hoya. Next, oh my god, this is my CV Hot Lips. This is one that I wanted for the blooms, and as you can see from the state of mine, I have been doing a very, very poor job taking care of this Hoya. I think it's an easy Hoya. I just think that I just have been doing it dirty this entire time. It has grown, which is nice. I kind of see that it previously probably rotted, but then I have some new roots growing on it. I had it for well over a year, so it should be much, much bigger. Yeah, another chopping block Hoya. I just, at this point, I'm ready to give up on it. Next Hoya we have is the Polystatia. I think this is a latifolia variety. Really lovely, lovely Hoya. Had it since July of last year. Could probably be bigger, but that's gonna fall on me, not on the Hoya. I love that the leaves come out like a dark color, and they have these really nice black margins. You can probably see the margins better if I turn it around. I don't have that many Hoya with dark margins, so I really, really appreciate this one, but I also love the texture of this. You can see the texture on the back of the leaf as well. I think it's pretty unique, and I do like this one quite a lot. Not been the fastest grower. It took a while to get started and rooted, but afterwards it hasn't been a problem for me. Next, we have the infamous, what are you? This Hoya. I totally forgot its name, probably because I blocked it out. The Svetlana. I've had this for 2 years. very, very difficult Hoya in my opinion. Very picky on what it likes and doesn't like, and it doesn't like a lot. It doesn't like me, so a definite chopping block Hoya. I did manage to grow one leaf in probably the last 6 months, and this is what it looks like, and it's got like a weird thing at the edge of it right here. It's got nice foliage, but for all the work that I put into it and it's still not happy and it's this small, I kind of don't want to keep it anymore. This is a very difficult Hoya, in my opinion anyway. The next one we're going to talk about is the species Malaysia Perock. Is that what it is? Or is it the Perock? The Perock species Malaysia. I just featured this one not too long ago because it's finally started growing and I really love the new leaves that it's given me. This is one of them, and then this is one over here, quite wavy and dark. The other ones were kind of meh in my opinion, but it is finally starting to give me new growth, so it's given me renewed hope on this. I've had this for probably a year and a half now. I got it as a cutting and it's an okay size, I'd say. Not the easiest Hoya. It took a long time for me to root this one, so rooting this one specifically was a challenge for me. Now that I have it here, it honestly looks a lot like the Nong Nook, because this is the Perock, and then this is the Nong Nook. The Perock is maybe a little bit darker, but it's both wavy, and also the edges and the veination are quite the same, so I don't know if it's justified keeping both of them, but this one is still fairly new to me, so I don't want to give up hope on it quite yet. But I do really love what it's been giving me recently, so I will hold on to this one. All right, we got an exciting one here. This is my Hoya Elephant, or my AH027. Got this one from UPT, and I really almost unalived this one. I had to take a lot of props of it, and I have about 5 props in here, and it's on a big ladder trellis. All of the trellises are from Your Happy Plant. I'll go ahead and have the details in the description box if you guys are interested. However, I love this one so much. I love the big leaves. This is a very popular Hoya for massive leaves, super pretty. Love the texture on them too. They've got like a nice curve to them, and it's just a stunning Hoya. This plant was easy to root, and the only thing I will say about the care for this one is, oh, by the way, I've had this for about 2 years, but I had to restart it, so that's just kind of why it's not as big as it should be. The only thing that I will say about the care for this one is make sure you're on top of the watering, because I've noticed that I've lost a lot of baby leaves if it starts to dry out. So I think this one prefers to stay more on the moist side. Sorry if you're using that word, but it's true. The next one we have is one I got from Gardino as well. This is the Irina, or the EPC 964. Had this one for almost 2 years as well, and I am gonna apologize for how dusty it is. I didn't wash or clean any of the Hoyas before this collection, just because I'd like to keep it real on this channel and just kind of show you them as is and not super perfect. It's finally starting to grow because it did kind of stall out for a little bit. I don't think I was giving it as much light as I should have. It's in pawn as well. I am also a little bit on the fence about this one. I'm gonna put it on the chopping block list just because I don't know if I quite love it anymore. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me if maybe this is a mistake or not, but I'm just kind of meh about it right now. But other than that, I think it's an easy Hoya to take care of. All right, next Hoya that is also on the chopping block, because again, I don't know if I specifically love it. Also, I just realized I destroyed one of the baby leaves, so whoopsie. I don't know how to pronounce this one. I'm just gonna leave it up on the screen here. Came in a surprise cutting box, had it for about a year. This one's been a little bit of a tricky one for me. I do appreciate how the foliage is a little different. It's not exactly veiny, but it's not, I don't know, it just looks a bit different, but I don't know if I'm super into it. Yeah, this is the leaf that I just damaged right here. I just took it off, which is sad. Yeah, this is another chopping block Hoya. Don't get upset with me, but there are 2 Hoyas that I don't know the name of, and I don't have a tag for it, so I will probably have to go through my archive and try to figure out what this Hoya is named. I think it's one of Rick's Hoyas. This is maybe a hybrid, I want to say. I can't. I would be lying if I told you I knew what this one was. However, it is finally starting to grow again. The tendril just hit me, that was nice. I have 2 plants in this pot, had it for about since June or July of last year too. Love how deep purple, really, really dark, the new leaves come in, and right now the tendrils are just going a little bit wild. It also has some really nice dark margins around it, which is pretty. In terms of care, it did take a little bit to root up in its new home, but after that, as you can see, it's just pushing out a lot of growth. So I would say it's more on the easy care side. I just wish I knew what this one was called at the moment. So this is the second Hoya that I don't know what it's called either. I know I featured it somewhere. I lost the tag for this one too, so I don't know what it is. It is one that I was on the fence of keeping, but now I think I am going to keep. I've had this one for almost 2 years as well, and I believe the blooms of this one is specifically beautiful. I remember that. The leaves are super, super dark. They are all green, and I love how wavy they are. That's a nice feature of this one. They're all just very wavy and beautiful. And sorry, that was a piece of salt, not a mealybug. I almost freaked out there. Not because I'm scared of pests, but I had a really bad mealybug outbreak in the garage Hoya, and so I'm just a little still traumatized from it. Really beautiful Hoya. Easy care for me, and again, don't know the name of this one. Next Hoya I'm also meh on, but I think I remember this one had specifically beautiful blooms, so I at least got to keep some Hoya for the blooms. I'm just not confident that I'm going to be able to make it bloom. This is what it's called, and that's the specific variety of it. The leaves are really not much to write home about. It has a little bit of splash, a little bit of raised edges. This is the color of the new leaves that are coming in. I think I remember this one is more so about the blooms. Care of it is pretty easy. It's been neglected, so that's why, even though I've had it for almost 2 years, it should be a lot bigger. I think for now it's not on the chopping block, but I don't know, I might change my mind about this one. Next one is a UPT Hoya. This is a trailing one. This is a verticillata MA07. I got this one because when it sun stresses, it gets really, really dark margins. My margins are not super dark. You can kind of hopefully see them maybe on the back. You'll see the margins a little better. This is a really nice trailing one. I think it kind of had a pest issue because it took a while to actually start growing. I had to treat it a couple times. Finally, we do have some new leaves going, 2 new tendrils, so I would assume verticillata are pretty easy care, so maybe mine just had some pests on it initially, and I've had this one for maybe 6 months or so. So yeah, this is the MA07. Next one we have is the vitellinoides. This one stalled out on me for the longest time. I think these are supposed to be easy care, just in my experience it hasn't 100% been that way. Finally, it is starting to grow, which is nice. I actually have quite a lot of new leaves along the way. I think there's 4 maybe that you can see, like that one's new, that one's new, that one's new. There's one back here, another one here that are more baby leaves, but it's finally starting to grow, so we'll kind of see what it does in the next couple of months. I'm reserving this one to be on the chopping block because I've had it for 2 years and it's still fairly small. And yeah, I just feel like I have other Hoyas that kind of look like this, but I do appreciate how the leaves do get bigger. I don't know. We'll see with this one. So this is my Hoya Lockii or Lockii, I forgot. I think it's Lockii. I don't know if this is the white or the yellow one. I got it from UPT. This plant notoriously hates me. I think other people have much better luck growing this one, but this one, in my opinion, is very, very difficult. Never been able to keep it happy. It is so prone to spider mites too. I don't know if you can see the past leaves that have gotten spider mites on it. There's 2 plants in here. I got it because it is supposed to bloom quite quickly, but because this one has been not in the best of shape, it has not been blooming at all for me, and it is growing probably against its will is my guess. Definite chopping block Hoya. I don't like this one. and I've had it for over a year. Next one is a cutie. This is the Thomsonii. I don't know if it's the white or the pink version. I haven't bloomed it before, but I really, really want to one day. It's got a lot of new growth on the way. Love the fuzzy leaves. This is what this Hoya is known for, having super, super fuzzy leaves. Just when you see the new leaves forming, it's just the cutest thing ever. So really nice Hoya. For me, it's been fairly easy, and I've had this one for over a year as well. Hopefully one day it'll bloom and then we'll know which one I have. This is a Hoya that I'm probably gonna get rid of today. So not even a chopping block Hoya, I'm just gonna take it off my list. I had a good run with this one. This is a Hushkiliana outer variegated. I got this one as a gift for free in one of my Hoya purchases, now coming up on probably 2 years ago. I grew it into a pretty big plant. I had it bloom and then I rotted the whole plant out, took some cuttings, and then now they've just kind of been put on the back burner. I will say this one's easy care, has given me no problems. This is just because I haven't been taking care of it why it's not been doing that great. I'm just ready to let it go. I think once I kind of bloom a Hoya and I had it as a big plant, you know, you don't always have to keep everything in your collection. Sometimes it's okay to let it go, and I think I should have let it go when I rotted it out, so I'm gonna let it go today because it's just a bunch of cuttings that are not doing much. Next Hoya is one that I have been neglecting really, really badly. This is the Hoya AH1001, another UPT one. I believe I got this one because it does sun stress quite nicely, but it's just, again, not against this Hoya in particular. I've had it for over 2 years. It hasn't grown much. I did get it as a pretty big plant from UPT, and that's just on me for not watering it. It's still in its original substrate. I don't think it's supposed to be harder to grow. Again, I just think I've been doing this one dirty. I think I just need to restart it and just give it a fair shot before I get rid of it, because I know it can probably be more stunning. And I also probably need to treat this one too, because I know some of the older leaves in particular have this gray scratchy thing on the back of it, which is an indication of some kind of pest, maybe flat mites. I just need to give it like a good TLC and see what it can really do. All right, this is my Hoya Buwadi or Buwadii. Dave, help me on pronouncing this one. I forgot how to pronounce it. So this is a thin-leafed Hoya. I would say for that variety of Hoya, it's pretty easy care. This one is a little bit wild because I haven't trellised it that well and it keeps drying out. I just really want to bloom this one. The blooms are very, very stunning on this one, and I've gone close so many times and it just keeps blasting. See, look at how long the peduncles are. It is budding up again, and I just hope that one day I'll finally get it to bloom. That's just all I want for this one. I'm just crossing my fingers that I'll be able to get this one to bloom because I've had this for about like a year and a half now. This is a pretty sad one, and it is on the chopping block. This is my latifolia. This is the Sulawesi. This is one of the UPT Hoyas that I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't think latifolias are supposed to be this challenging. I got it because it's supposed to give really beautiful leaves when it's sun stressed, and it just maybe grew 2 leaves since I had it over a year, and it's done nothing. And I'm guessing it's probably pest related. I gotta maybe treat it or do something with it because it's just been dormant and not doing anything. This is probably one of the only Hoyas I have that has done nothing in my care, and that's usually an indication that something pest-wise is going on here. So if I can't get it to sort itself out, then I will probably be chucking this one because I think there is something wrong with it. All right, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite Hoyas and one of the ones that I most recently mentioned. This is a Hoya AH003. Got it about a year and a half ago now. I've had a bloom. The foliage is really stunning. It's super unique in my opinion in terms of the foliage, a little bit different than the other Hoyas that I have with venation, and it is currently about to bloom again for me. These are the buds that it's working on. The other peduncle I have is also starting to bud up. We got a lot of new leaves growing. Had this one almost 2 years, really easy grower, survived mealy gate with me. and I love this one. Highly recommend it. All right, next one is also one of my favorites. This is a Hoya clandestina cross. It's a wild cross, and I love the leaves. These are the newest ones it's given me. Look at how shiny and beautiful they are. If you give it more sun, they just get so beautifully sun stressed. These are some of the new baby leaves it's working on here, and then there's one here. I just really love this one. It's been really easy going. You can see how rooted it is. It's just a pleasure and a joy to have this one, honestly, and I can't wait for it to bloom as well. So yes, this is my clandestina cross. So we're almost done with the garage Hoya. This one is actually not where the other Hoya is. I've been quarantining it this whole time because I've been waiting on a time to treat it, and I think it's just gotten to the point where I just need to chuck it. This is the Hoya CV Crystal. I have a pretty large plant of this. I got it as a cutting, so had it well over 2 years. The new growth does look pretty. This is a cross between the pink silver ghost and a carnosa. It will probably take forever to bloom because it is a carnosa cross, but it just has a lot of pest issues, and I think I'm just willing to let this one go. So I think I might actually just let it go today. In case you are curious what pests look like on a leaf. So if you have this on any of your Hoya leaves, and this is what it looks like, it kind of has like a weird scratchiness, and especially underneath the leaf, you see that gray area. There's some more on top of the leaf. Let's see if I can get another one. That just means you gotta treat your Hoya because something's going on here. Here's one back here. All of that on the leaves. You gotta kind of make sure you take care of it before it gets to be too bad. I think I will let this one go today as well. The last one in the garage is in a prop box, so it's in very high humidity. This one is a really sad one. I think I'm just gonna try to water prop it. That's going to be the next thing to do. This is my very beautiful, if you maybe see it very, very far away, Hushkiliana intervariegated. But if you see it up close, look at how wrinkly the leaves are. This plant is not doing well at all. It rotted out a few months ago, and now I'm just gonna get it back on track. I'm hopeful, despite how bad it looks, I'm still hopeful that I can save it. I just need to change up the method that I've been doing. I think I just need to water prop this and it'll hopefully make a turnaround. But other than that, it has been pretty easy care for me. It's just I've been having a tough time trying to reroot this entire plant because I overwatered it. But I know this one is a little bit controversial in terms of care because some people don't agree that it's easy care. I think it's just up to your conditions and your growing style. But yeah, I've had this one for like 2 years, I would say. This one is my Sabah. I think I just need to re-trellis this. The leaves didn't straighten out. I think maybe it needs a taller trellis. The leaves are stunningly beautiful and gorgeous. I have it in a pretty much almost all tree fern fiber mix because this one likes to be a little bit more on the wet side, and it's been doing great in my care. Had it for about 1.5 years. It hasn't bloomed for me though. I don't think I even have a peduncle. It did go through a dormancy period, but I do really need to re-trellis this one. This is one of my larger Hoyas for sure. This is my Hoya CV Ann, a favorite Hoya of mine. I've had this one for coming up on 2 years as well. Love the foliage, love the veination. It's growing finally for me. Have it in tree fern pond like I do a lot of my Hoyas now, and this peduncle actually looks a little bit active, which is good. Maybe it'll bloom this year. We never know. Just look at that stunning foliage. I think it's so, so pretty, and it's been quite easy care in my opinion, and not one that's talked about a lot, but I think it does need more hype. This is my Hoya Quinervia. It got attacked by pests like 1 year ago. I've had this for coming up on 2 years. This is a chopping block Hoya because I just think the cutting I have is just not the strongest. I know these are meant to be easier, and I haven't had that experience. I had to restart mine, and it's been growing. The leaves do look more normal. Still not 100% where it should be. I don't know if I like love it that much. There is a lot of new growth, but for this one, I'm just kind of meh about. I feel like it should be doing better, and I just think I maybe just have a weak plant. This is the CV Marvel. I do love this one. It's either Marvel or Marvels. I've seen it both ways, but another veiny Hoya, wavy leaves, very, very stunning. This is one of the newer leaves that is still expanding, and I just really love this one. I do need to change up the situation. It's in pon and it keeps drying out. Nice Hoya. For me, it's been pretty easy going. I got it initially as like a one leaf cutting. It's this one down here. And then in like the 2 years I've gotten it, it's grown about this much. So not the fastest grower, but I think the leaves are well worth the wait. I forgot to mention all of the veiny Hoyas I've been showing are just in ambient conditions, nothing fancy here. This Hoya is actually quite dusty. This is my AH040. I might put this one as a chopping block Hoya just because I don't love it truly. I don't know. I'm very meh about it. I've had it for 2 years too. I got it as a one leaf cutting. It's actually in leca, and it's one of the few Hoyas that I have that is in leca, and I just let it dry out too much. It's nice foliage, but I have a lot of plants that look like this, and I just think I kind of fell out of love with it. It has grown quite a bit for me, hasn't bloomed, but other than that, the care hasn't been too difficult on this one. A full meal, a nap, and a dog walk later, we are back to finish out this video. It's taking much longer than I thought, so let's just keep going. We are going to be going to the TV room, so still ambient Hoya. So we have my Hoya Bertonier. This is an older Hoya. I think it's over 2 years now that I've had it. I got it as a small cutting, and now we have quite a full plant. This Hoya has been blooming for me pretty much nonstop. I did recently change its conditions a little bit, so the blooms have stopped, but I do have some long peduncles here, as you can tell, that have bloomed quite a lot. Really, really love this Hoya. I love the color that they get when they come in, and it's just been a really easy, steady grower. Highly recommend this Hoya for beginners. Just an all-around beautiful Hoya to have. Next Hoya we have is my Memoria crossed with a Rosita or Nap 16. This is a hybrid between those two Hoya, and I really love this one as well. It feels a lot like the Bertonier in terms of the texture. It's a little bit pubescent, and I love the splash that the leaves get and the purpley color that they can get on their leaves. I think I got it around June, July as well, and it was much smaller when I got it, so it's been growing really well, easy care in my opinion, in ambient conditions too. Next we have my Hoya Bella Inner Variegated. This one is a very, very pretty Hoya. In terms of appearance, there is no complaints here. Mine has a little bit of an awkward growth pattern. I've had this one for maybe like about 1.5 years, I would say. I haven't gotten it to bloom. In my opinion, Hoya Bella just across the board aren't the easiest Hoya. They are difficult to root. I've had issues with spider mites with mine, and I just don't think, in my experience, the Bella has been the easiest, but I have seen other people's, and theirs are big and lush, so maybe this is just my problem and not the Bella's problem. I've had this one for well over 1 year, and I did get it as a cutting, so it has grown, but has been plagued with lots of issues along the way. The next Hoya that we're going to talk about is the Lacunosa Royal Flush. I got this as just like a strand of maybe 5 nodes a couple years ago, and now it is a very full pot, so I do have a soft spot for this Lacunosa. It's been with me for a long time. I love that the leaves come in very dark, and it's bloomed for me many a times. I have some peduncles budding up over here. This long peduncle there. It's a really easy grower. A lot of the Lacunosas are. They bloom all the time. Just a nice one to have in your collection. Next Hoya I want to talk about is the Lacunosa Variegated. This is the inner variegated variety. I repotted this one not too long ago. It hasn't quite started growing yet. This is a nice Lacunosa. I do like it a lot. In terms of growth, it is not as quick, probably because of the variegation. However, I don't think it's that hard to grow overall. You just need more patience. I got this one as a cutting as well, probably over a year ago, and it's been doing well. Also love the backs of these leaves too. Nice added bonus. Next is my splashy Mathilde. This is the one that I kept that had really nice splash to it. I'm pretty sure the roots are still not in good condition. I also repotted this one not too long ago, and I'm just seeing that the leaves are still not firmed up quite yet. I do love how splashy the leaves can get. This one is really hard to get consistently splashy, but I feel like at least this one has been more consistent than my other attempts in terms of like loving it. I used to, and now I'm more meh. I guess I'll just have to see if it has the will to live or not and then go from there. I have also spied a couple mealies on it, so I've been treating this one on and off. This is the inner variegated Bertonier, and I do love this one as well. If I had to pick between my two, I would obviously pick the regular form. I think that in terms of just growth and care and just blooming potential, the normal Bertonier is my preference. Also, the variegation on this one is hit or miss, so sometimes the strands will kind of lose their variegation out of nowhere. It's not the most stable in my opinion, and it's a little bit more slow and a little bit trickier than the normal version of it. I've had this one for about a year. It has grown quite a bit, hasn't bloomed. I do still love it, so I will keep it, but just know all of those things before purchasing one for yourself. So continuing on, this is my Hoya compacta outer variegated. Last time you saw this, I sadly discovered that it had a lot of mealies on it, and I decided to treat it by dunking this whole thing underwater for like a full day. I was trying to read online how long mealies can survive underwater. It was conflicting, so I just erred on the side of caution and decided to do it for a full day. I haven't seen any. I have seen like carcasses, you know, of the old ones. I still don't trust it, so it's been in its own corner in the kitchen in ambient for a while. I've had this Hoya for a very long time. I want to say coming up on 2 years now. It is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but compactas are very slow growers, especially any variegated variety. This was maybe half the size when I first got it. In terms of care, I wouldn't say the care is difficult. It's just you're going to be waiting for a long time for a long full plant. So for that reason, I am going to decide to keep it, but if I see any more mealy outbreaks on it, I think that I just don't have the patience for it anymore. Next one, this is going to definitely be on the chopping block. This is my Hoya Qinghuensis, or Qinghungensis. I'm not entirely sure how to pronounce it. I've had this one for a long time, coming up on maybe 2 years. It also had a bad case of mealy bugs, and I basically cut a lot of the strands. If you guys used to watch me a long time ago, you might remember that this used to be a huge plant and I got it to bloom and everything, and I think now I'm just over having one. You know, it's done its thing. I had a big plant of it off of a tiny cutting. I saw the bloom, so now I think it's okay to let this one RIP. This is what's left of it. Next one, also on the chopping block, is my Hoya Bella Albo Marginata. I got this one as a cutting. Oh man, it's been like a year and it's been really hard to get it to root and to get it to grow. It's currently on my windowsill. I don't know, man. I think also this one is not the easiest. I remember I had one that grew really well, and so maybe it's just the memory of that one that keeps me wanting to try it again and again, but I might just have to admit to myself that Hoya Bellas are not my Hoya to keep, and that's okay. That's all I have to say about that one. Now we're gonna move into all of my prop box Hoya. These Hoya are gonna be in high humidity, about 80 to 90%. So first off, this is one that I'm debating on keeping. This is my Hoya Wilburgrave Silver. Had it since July. For me, this is a very slow grower, and I know they're generally not supposed to be this slow, so maybe I just got got a cutting that wasn't very good. Look at how deformed this leaf came out. It's so weird. So I think this one might go. This is my Hoya Madeira Green Edge. I got this one also back in July. Really beautiful Hoya. These two are the propagation leaves, and then these two are the leaves that I grew, and as you can see, they are much lower in variegation, so I'm gonna let the vine keep going and I'm gonna see what it does. It is slow to root and slow to grow, in my opinion. However, it's beautiful, so I will continue on in hopes of it giving me a little bit more variegation. Next one is my Hoya Coriaceae Silver. This is another struggle bus Hoya for me. I had not the greatest time growing it. I did grow 2 leaves, but they got attacked by spider mites. Had this one since July of last year as well, and it should be much bigger. I know that much for sure. Another Hoya that I'm debating on keeping or not. Next one is my Hoya Nabawensis intervariegated. This one's a very, very pretty Hoya. I do love it. It's a little bit slower to grow. However, I'm gonna still keep it around. I think it's really cute. I just wish that it would trail for me a little bit longer, but in terms of the stability of the variegation, it's been pretty stable for me. And I've had this one since July as well. Next is my Hoya Pandorata Silver. This one keeps getting attacked by spider mites, which is interesting because it's in high humidity, and I haven't had spider mites be an issue on my other Pandorata that I sadly no longer have, and just how well that other one grew, this one grows a lot slower too. In terms of ease, not as easy as the other Pandorata varieties that are out there. I've had this one around July of last year too, and it's given me everything here down, so definitely slower. This is my Hoya Serpent Silver. I love this one. It's super cute and dainty. This one actually grew quite a bit. I think when I got it last year, it was maybe around here, so it has grown for me quite a bit. It's got some peduncles, so I don't know. We'll see if they do anything this year. I just really love it. I think it's really darling. However, it's going to be a very long time until I get like a full pot of this. Next one is my Hoya CV Blessing. This I got as a cutting maybe fall time last year. It has been very slow to root in ambient, so that's why I put it in higher humidity, and as you can see by the roots coming out the bottom, it did much better in higher humidity. I finally got some new leaves on it, and this one right here is really stunning and splashy, so I love that. Next is the Hoya Bahoy, I think that's how you say it. Still have the prop leaf. I do have the beginnings of some growth points. I don't know why this one has been so slow. It's been incredibly slow, both in terms of rooting and growing. I've had it for, it'll be a year in July. I don't know. Do you guys have this one, and why is it so slow? Is it just me? Is it just this one? I don't know, but yeah, I can't say I recommend this one just from my experience. And then the last Hoya in that prop box is my favorite, which is the Hoya Mathilde intervariegated. This one used to be so expensive, but luckily, because it's a good grower and quite easy to take care of, it's come down in price, and it's got 2 vines for me. In terms of stability for the variegation, the one that I have is pretty stable, but I have seen others revert. So if you're buying one, just make sure that you can see new growth coming off of the cutting. These ones have been going down in price, which is nice. And I also love the hot pink stems on them. I think that's very cute. So yes, this is, and I've had this one for, I think I also got this one sometime in the summer of last year, and it was very small, like maybe it had like 4 leaves on it, and it's grown these leaves since. Moving on to the only Hoyas I have propping at the moment. I just let a lot of my Hoya cuttings go. I had way too many and I could not take care of them. So these are currently the only ones in my care in this little propagation tube setup. So let's talk about the first one. This is my Hoya Walliniana variegated. is slow for me. I'm not sure this one's gonna make it. I had some grow lights turn off, so I'm gonna have to find my phone and turn them back on, but let's just go through this first. So yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna make it. We'll hope for the best. I do love that they get very red and purple when they get stressed, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this one's gonna hang on for me. It's been a little bit of a difficult Hoya. Next one is the Hoya Lacunosa Tricolor Bruno. This one I rotted out, unfortunately, and I have it propping. I do see some new leaves in the vial, which is good, but the leaves here are still pretty soft. I do love this one. I also love the backs of the leaves a lot as well. I think it's really fun. It's an easy grower in my opinion too. I've had this one for maybe not a year quite yet, and it's been pretty easy so far, minus the rot thing, but that was more on me and not on it. The next one is my Hoya Kentiana Lori Lynn. I actually have two of these, but this is the larger prop that I have. This one actually has rooted, which is good. You can see maybe the roots here. It's hard to see because of the algae, and it's got some new growth points, so I'm not going to disturb it too much, but I do love this Hoya a lot. I love how bright the leaves come in. This one is fun. It is slower to grow. I will agree on that 100%, but I love how it trails, and I've had this one, I think I got this one at Gardino Nursery like over a year ago, and it was maybe a quarter of the size, I'd say. Okay, we have finished basically all of the Hoyas except for the grow tent and this plant room. So we are doing grow tent Hoyas. My grow tent keeps anywhere between 80 to 85% humidity. All of the Hoyas that I place in there are either a little bit more tricky or they are my favorites. So let's just get into it. This is my Hoya Mitrata Silver, and this is definitely a favorite Hoya of mine. There really needs to be no explanation as to why it is my favorite Hoya. It's just so unique and stunning, and I love the foliage of this one so very much. It's unlike any other Hoya I have, and if that doesn't sell it for you, then look at the backs of the leaves. The backs of the leaves are so incredibly gorgeous and beautiful. Even the blooms on this one is stunning. I got this one as a 2-leaf cutting. Ooh, when did I get this one? Maybe fall of last year, and it is not the easiest in my opinion. I know some people say that this Hoya is very easy. It's been giving me a little bit of trouble in terms of growing new leaves. A lot of my new leaves have just kind of fallen off a lot of the time. It's tough for me to get it to grow, but it does want to grow at least. It's an active Hoya, and I just really I love the foliage. Even if it's given me a little bit more trouble in terms of growing leaves, I don't mind because it's stunning and one of my favorites. Another one of my favorites is this Acha. The specific variety is David Neal. I got this one on Etsy around last fall, and it might have been even July. I think this one actually was in July. I got it as a 1-leaf cutting. It was this, and then it's grown all of these leaves since. It has the typical Acha, very dark stripe down the backside of the leaf, and I just love the foliage on this one. It's dark and splashy and veiny and just all of the good stuff. I think this one is so beautiful, and more people need to pick it up. I don't really see this one talked about very much, and I think it's been an easy grower for me, and it looks beautiful. Next we have my Hoya Ganan Gadane. This used to be a much bigger Hoya, but I decided to cut it back and restart it. It's a very easy grower. I've had this one for over 2 years. Foliage is stunning. Look at this set of leaves. So good. I have some new leaves growing over here. It's just a really good Hoya. If you haven't picked yourself up this one yet, then please do. Next one, we have my Argentia Princess. I snagged this one as a deal for $20 for this cutting last July, and that's basically all it's done. It took me a long time to root it. I had to try a couple of different ways. It seems to be liking higher humidity. It does have one growth point going, but it hasn't started growing yet. It's very slow. difficult to root. I really wouldn't say that this one is easy in any interpretation of it. Before you spend a lot of money on this one, just to make sure you have that information in mind. The next one I have is the Undulata Splash. I got this one last fall, and mine has gotten a little bit splashy. The splash is purple, which is quite fun. It has 3 new leaves on it, and it's really close to a grow light, so maybe that's why the leaves are a little bit smaller, but so far it's growing okay. I know these are told to be a little bit more tricky and difficult, so that's why I just put mine in the grow tent, but for me it hasn't really given me that many problems. It is a little bit on the slower side, but in terms of the leaves falling off and dying off, I haven't had that experience. Next up is the Hoya sigillatus. I think the one that I have is the Borneo variety. I love this one because I love how splashy the leaves are and the blue-green tint to them. I had a much longer plant of this. It was trailing and I rotted it out, and it's been a little bit of a journey to get it to grow again, but finally we have some growth happening, and I just hope that it'll continue on because I really did love this Hoya very much. I had it for over a year and it got to be quite a big Hoya. Next one I have is the Van Viangensis, something that sounds like that. I got it as a 2-leaf cutting last fall, and now it's grown all these leaves, and I love the texture of this one. It's very fuzzy on the back. It's very cute, nice grower, no complaints about this one. All right, this is the 4th New Guinea ghost that I've had. The other 3 that I've gotten are no longer with me. This is just not my Hoya. I know people grow this stunningly, and I just can't grow this. It's an easy Hoya, it's just not an easy Hoya for me. This is what I have to show of it so far, so it's still with us. The growth isn't all that great, and it hasn't been that fast. It is rooted out though. I just find that this one is really easy to rot. That's how I lost my other 3. I don't know. I hope that this one stays with me and that I can get it to be happy, but I just know that I personally struggle with these. The next one we have is the Nap01. I got it as a 3-leafer. Those are the 3 leaves last July, and these are the 2 new leaves that it's grown. The leaves are very stunning, as you can see. The only thing is it's taken so long to root, and I had this one in high humidity for a long time, so this one is just very slow to root, slow to grow, a little bit of a trickier Hoya in my opinion. Next we have the AH Black Magic. I got this one around fall of last year, and I love the foliage. Let's just go there first. Really stunning dark leaves. This is the newest leaf it's giving me. It's a little bit wonky. I have been struggling to grow this one a little bit. I wouldn't say it's the easiest in my opinion, just because I had a lot of the leaves die off. I also had like a pest issue on this one. You can see that the backs of the leaves are pretty scratched up from pests and whatnot. Hopefully I can just start to grow this one better. All right, now I have the tray of Grow Tent Hoya in front of me. This is the Hoya Tangamus. Hopefully that's how you pronounce that. This one I have had a tough time with. This one's potentially on the chopping block if it doesn't shape up. It has finally grown a new leaf. That's what that looks like. It is quite pretty, I will give it that, but just giving me a little bit of a hard time. I had this one since July of last year. A lot of the Hoyas on this tray I did get of July of last year. This one is no exception. This is the Hoya lacunosa Louisa Silver. This one is slower to grow for a lacunosa, and yeah, I'm not sure if I like love it just because I have a lot of other Hoyas that look a lot like this one. This one is the Hoya, oh boy, yeah, I'm just gonna put this here since I don't know how to pronounce that. It seems to have stalled out. It did grow in my care, but now it's a little bit stalled out and I'm not quite sure why. It is pretty, but it just isn't doing much for me right now. Also got it of July of last year. Another one that I got is I'm gonna have to look up the name of this one. I'm fairly sure I can find which one it is. It does have 2 growth points happening and 4 leaves are going at the same time, but this one has been trickier in my opinion too. I do love the wavy edges though. This one is the Hoya AH001. I love the splashiness of it, but it's just been dormant for so long. We have a lot of growth points happening now that I moved it into higher humidity, so we'll see what it does. This one I've had for over a year for sure. Next one, I got this one in July of last year. This is the Hoya Sulawesiana, and this one is stunning. Look at how long these leaves are. These are brand new leaves. They're still a little bit soft, and oh, I can't get over the texture, just the look of them. Really, really stunning plant. I love this one. I am definitely gonna keep this even though it's been a little bit on the slow side. One that I'm still on the fence of keeping is the variegated obovata splash. I do think I got a nice one because look at those leaves. It's very, very splashy and pretty. It's just been a nightmare to grow. We finally have some promising growth though. There's one growth point. It's very pink, and then there's another really pink growth point, which is good because you want pink in the stems. That means that the variegation should continue on. Had this one for over a year, and I don't have any new leaves to show for it. All of these leaves came with the plant originally. Next, we have a Clementiorum. This one, I'm not specifically sure what variety it is. This is the newest leaf it's giving me. This is the prop leaf, very slow to grow and root. I've had this one since July of last year. This is one of my favorite achas I have. This is the Takengon? I'm really sorry if I butchered that. So pretty. Look at this stunning, stunning leaf. It's really big, splashy, veiny, all of the good stuff. It's also working on another leaf. I've had this one since July of last year. It did take a while to start up, but for this one, I don't mind because I do think it is very pretty and I will be keeping this one. And then the last one on this shelf is my Lacunosa mint coin, and I finally have it growing. These are all new leaves. The other ones are starting to get going. It's still just a little bit slower. We have some good roots. I used to have a really big plant of this that was beautiful, and then I rotted it out, and this is all that I have left of it. Before that point, it was very easy in my opinion, and just super stunning. Of all of the Lacunosa that I have that look like this, this is definitely my favorite one. We're coming down to the last 2 Hoya in my grow tent. This is my favorite Clementiorum that I will definitely be keeping. I don't know if I'll be keeping the other one. This is the Clementiorum Northern Sumatra, and it is stunning. Look at that leaf, that texture, veination, all of it. Just so good. These are the other leaves that it has, and it's working on a new one, and it's got a really long tendril going. It's just so pretty. This is exactly what I wanted out of a Clementiorum. I got this one around fall of last year, and it's grown a lot more than the other one. I wouldn't say they're like super easy, but I wouldn't say that they're the hardest Hoya I have either. Somewhere in between. I just love this one so much. The last one that I want to talk about in my grow tent comes as no surprise that this is one of my favorites because I can't shut up about it. This is my Wilbur Graves Thailand. I got it as a pretty established plant, and I re-rooted it in my tree fern mix. It has been growing ever since I got it, so really easy plant in my opinion. It has a peduncle and it is budding up, so we'll see what it does. These are the newest leaves and they look stunning. Such a incredibly pretty plant. The one I have is the Thailand version. I'm not sure if I said that. It took me a long time to get a nice clone of the Wilbur Graves silver, and I'm so glad that I finally found this one. So this is the last one in my grow tent. So it is a totally different day. I think it's 3 days later. I never finished this Hoya tour. I ran out of time, and so here we are. We're just gonna pick up where we left off. So the next Hoyas I'm gonna talk about are all in my plant room in ambient conditions. Let's just pick up the first one in front of me. This is my Hoya elliptica Splash. Had it for about coming up on a year. I also got this one around July of last year, so it hasn't been quite a year with it yet. I got it about maybe half the size, and I recently just re-trellised a lot of these Hoyas, so I'm just gonna give you a look-see on what it looks like. It does have some really, really pretty splash, and what is exciting is it has a peduncle on it, and it looks like there is some activity, so we'll see if it decides to bloom or not this year. But really fun Hoya. In my experience, it's been pretty low care. I haven't really had to give this any more care than I had any of my other Hoyas, and it continued to grow, no dormancy periods, so I had a really good time with this Hoya so far. The next Hoya we're going to talk about is a lacunosa. This is one of my favorite lacunosas I have. This is the white pearl variety, and you can kind of see what I mean by that name. It has some gray whitish pattern splashing across all of the leaves, which I think is really fun, and because it's a lacunosa, it blooms quite readily. There's quite a bit of peduncles on it, and we actually have an active bloom going, so I will show you that one. There's actually 3 sets of peduncles, so that is quite interesting. This one is currently opened. It's just a little cluster of flowers and smells really nice and floral. I'm really bad at describing scents. I got this one as a little cutting, and I've had this one for over a year. It did take quite some time to get going. I will say that it's not the easiest lacunosa you can have, but after it finally started to grow for me, it has not been a problem since. Next Hoya is one of my favorite Hoyas at the moment. This one's a really fun one. This is my Hoya Sabah Dragonfly. This is the EPC 960, if that is correct. I recently repotted it on a cute little heart trellis, and I just love the leaves on it. Very long, spear-like leaves, really fun splashing, and then the backs of the leaves get this really fun dark purple color. Overall, super stunning Hoya. Cannot recommend it enough. It's been a really easy grower, very steady. I have had this one since probably July of last year. I think I got this around the same time I got all of those other Hoyas. So yeah, this one's a really, really nice one. Highly recommend. Next, since it's in the frame, I'm going to talk about this one. I pulled it from its terracotta outer cash pot situation. This is my Hoya AH049. I got this from UPT 2 years ago. It was quite an established plant when I first got it, but it's nothing nearly the size that it is right now. I have it on a 4-foot tall trellis because I want this thing to be a beast, and it is proving itself to be a beast. This is probably one of the easiest Hoyas that I have in my collection. It grows big, beautiful, stunning leaves with minimal effort. They're really huge too, like almost the size of my Hoya elephant, almost as big as those leaves. It also has really stunning big minty splashes on it, which I find quite fun. You can have the leaves be a little bit more of a lighter green and higher light, and then you can get these really, really pretty darker green leaves if you put it under less light. It does have a peduncle, but it's not doing much at the moment. And let's just show you the roots. It rooted in here like a beast. So yeah, one of the easiest Hoyas that I have by far. Highly recommend this one. So this next one is a Hoya MV1502. This I had a much larger plant of, and I kind of neglected it, to be honest, and so I just wanted to restart the whole thing. And I think the main draw of it is the leaves can get quite a beautiful color on them. There are 2 growth points with some baby leaves going. I can't speak to the care because I had it for a year and it was really neglected, so I can't really say one way or another if it would be easy or not had I given it the adequate care that it needed. The next one is same story. This is the AH032. I have 2 new leaves growing on it, and I initially got it as 1 propagation leaf. I was told the leaves can get quite big, so we'll see how big the leaves can get. It finally rooted in the substrate. I've had it for maybe like 6 to 8 months now, and again, I just really neglected it as a prop. It's not like it was hard to root. It was just hard for me to take care of it adequately, I guess. Last year was a tough year for Hoya and my growing in general, so I can't fault this Hoya too much for still being this size. The next one we have here is my Hoya Silver Dollar. When I originally got it, it was about half this size, so I did get it as quite an established plant, and it grows really stunning full silver leaves with a little bit of darker splashes on it. It did stall out for me a little bit, but it has continued to grow, which is nice. Also really love the backs of the leaves. I think that the splashy pattern on the back of them is super duper pretty. So it hasn't given me too much trouble. I will say it hasn't been like the fastest grower. Finally did start to grow. Like I said, here is the new growth point, and then it has like a long tendril on it now. Yeah, really good one. And now that they're not as expensive, this is a really nice one to get too. I've had this one for about a year, I'd say. We have another silvery one. This is my Hoya Publicalyx Pink Silver Ghost. Very stunning long leaf Hoya with more beautiful splashing on the back end of it. Got it on a cute heart trellis. This one I've had for about a year as well. And I got it probably a quarter of this size. I will say it grows like a medium speed, not quite slow, not quite fast for me. Much more affordable now than it was before. Next is my Hoya and Glariana. This one used to be much, much bigger. I had a very full plant of this one. I had it bloom, and it was a real good time with it. I've had it for coming up on a year and a half now. I did decide to keep a cutting of it because I think what happened with this one, I might have rotted it out or it got mealies. Something bad happened, but now I have this small cutting of it, and I don't know, we'll see if I can get it to regrow again. Yeah, an easy Hoya in my opinion. Next we have my Hoya Multiflora Wonderfill. I got this one about the June, July of last year time period too. I originally got it as this 2-leaf cutting down here, and since then it's given me all of these leaves, so I'd say very easy plant to keep happy, and it looks like it might flower. This is one of the peduncles I have, and it's starting to bud up. So if it does, that is exciting because this is my only multiflora in my collection, and I really love those shooting star blooms. And yeah, I think the foliage on this one is also very, very pretty too. The next 2 Hoya that I am gonna add, I am actually gonna insert the footage for because I don't want to get them out of my, sorry, my grow lights there just turned off. I'm almost done with the video, so I only have 3 Hoya left. These next 2 Hoya, I'm not gonna take out of their place. I will go ahead and scoot over here and insert the footage for. The first one I wanna talk about is my Hoya Caudata. This one, I don't know why that name sounds strange to me. Caudata, right? Or am I saying that wrong? Anyway, I've had this one for 2 years. I got it as a very small cutting, and it is a very big Hoya on a loop trellis. And what's exciting for me and why I don't want to move it is it has 2 peduncles that are currently budding up. The blooms have not blasted. The blooms blasted for me last year, so I didn't get a chance to bloom it, but it seems like this is the farthest I've had the buds go. So fingers crossed that it's gonna bloom. If it does bloom by the time the video comes out, I'll go ahead and insert a pic because I love the fuzzy blooms for this Hoya. It is so stunning on top of the foliage, which is very pretty as well. They come in like as a dark purple color, but really fast grower. It's all up in my shelves. That's also why I can't get it out. So it grows well. It's an easy one. Blooms are stunning. Highly recommend that one. And then the next one that I can't get out of the shelves because it has also grown, and it is my Hoya CV Ricardo. This is just like such a cute round leaf Hoya. Out of all of the Hoyas I have, the leaves for this one is almost like a circle. It's so cute. It did go through a little bit of a dormancy period. Other than that, it's been a really easy care Hoya for me as well. I know not everyone has that experience with the Ricardo, so take that with a grain of salt. I have heard people struggle with it. I really do love the shape of that Hoya. Now, the last Hoya I want to talk about is my linearis. This is one of my favorite Hoyas. It's very, very long. I initially purchased it as a plant that was just growing so sickly. So first, I had a tough time with this Hoya, but after I restarted it, I literally just chopped a couple strands off of the original plant I had, and I re-rooted them and repotted them. And when I finally completely restarted this Hoya, it then became a much easier Hoya to take care of. So the advice that I would give people is, if this plant is giving you grief, just take some cuttings, prop it, and restart it and see if maybe that can get it to grow better, because the plant that I bought was also hard to take care of, and just all of the growth didn't look right. But that was about 2 years ago, and then now I have this big plant to show for it. Last time I showed this, it had some blooms, and sadly they did blast. I still have hope though, because I do see new little ones coming in. There's one right here. Maybe this spring and summer it'll give me a bloom. I don't know, we'll see. I think it was because I let it dry out a little bit too much, but I did just water it, and the roots look to be growing in real nice in here. This is like one of the Hoyas that even people that don't like Hoyas really enjoy this one, just because it's just something really unique and special when you have a big one. We are ending my Hoya collection on a very classic Hoya. Okay, so I think that is all of the Hoya that I have in my house. This was a beast of a video to film, and I'm sure it's going to be a beast of a video to edit as well. If you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you so much, and thank you. If you are not subscribed, then please consider subscribing. I can't believe I have this many varieties of Hoya. It's truly insane. I'm gonna have to really narrow down my collection and just keep the ones that I love. There will be a follow-up to this video of all of the Hoyas that I was very lukewarm about. I think I have around 12 to 15 that I marked throughout the video that we will touch on in that video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and talking Hoya. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.